In today's video, I'm going to be playing in the Progetto 65, and I've got to say, as one of the earlier tier 10s that I've unlocked on this account, lately I've been picking it up again, and I've got to say that it's super fun after update 10.3, in which its DPM got a little bit buffed. One slight nerf that it received in 10.3 is that it now lost around 100 hit points, but to be honest, at 1900, that is still very enough. If you look at the reload time for the last shell of this tank, if you combine that 4.5 seconds with the intro clip, which is at 3 seconds, it means that it now reloads its last shell in 7.5 seconds. Before 10.3 this was at 8 seconds, and now with this slight extra increase in DPM, you can definitely say that it's a little bit more comfortable playing this tank. Some people might argue that the premium shells penetration isn't the greatest, but to be honest, I think that's just one way Wargaming decided to balance this tank, as you have to keep in mind, this is a auto reloaded with 350 damage per shot with a total of 3 shells in the clip. Looking at the accuracy of the tank, we can see where this tank falls a little bit behind compared to other mediums. The top speed for this tank is at 58, and its mobility is actually quite nice. I think they also buffed its terrain resistance in 10.3, but nowadays you really do notice that this tank's hold really turns very fast. And with that all said, let me get into some gameplay and show you guys how great this tank really performs in battle. So let's see, in the first battle we've got a Batchat, 2 Batchats at that as our teammate, and for the enemy team they've got a Progetto, Sheridan and a TVP, and also a Batchat as well. So it seems like we've got a slight disadvantage in terms of the number of mediums that we have, but hopefully our heavies are going to come over this side as well, so that we can fight this side a little bit better. Okay, so the 50B is going to heavy side, which is a good thing, because that means one less tank that I'll need to fight against. Let's see whether I can get maybe a shell into the 50B. That's one shell for 338. That's another shell for 377. And I think I'm just gonna ignore what's happening on heavy side for now, because I think this TVP is a great threat to my team. And to be honest, with our, well, Batchat doing whatever he's doing over there, I'm not really too confident. Let's see, maybe we will be able to get a shell into the TVP, who knows. Hopefully we're not spotted through the bush. What is the point of the bush if I'm just gonna get spot through like that? I guess you can say that I was moving, but at the same time, it just seems a little bit unfair. Okay, let me push over here and try and help out the E3, who is most likely going to push out the TVP to me. And if I can just get a full clip into the TVP, one shell like that, another shell tracking him in the process and also taking him out. There we go. Now that the TVP is taken out, the Progetto is alone, and I think he's going to try and make a break for it. I'm just going to see whether I can get a shell into him. There we go, one shell for 315. And okay, so we've definitely won medium side over here with the help of our E3. You have to give him credit for that. I'm just going to shoot one shell. How did that miss? Either way, my teammate should be able to finish the Progetto, and now I think I'm gonna flank and try and get rid of this F3. If he pokes, he's gonna, well, die. Let's see. I'm gonna shoot an HE. Unfortunately, he just backed up the moment I fired, but that's alright. I'm gonna see, yeah. Initially, I was thinking of going over that side and flanking behind their team, but to be honest, now that it's 4-1, there's not really a point for me to flank when, well, it's basically a guaranteed win at this point. Let's see. So we've got an AMX remaining and also a Batchat. Hopefully I can get a full clip of HE into the AMX and just bump my alpha damage up to 400 per shot. That's one HE shell, 400. And okay, I might just go for some standard shells because there's no point in me trying to risk not panning the shells. And there we go. Without how much damage? Let's see. 2,500. Alright, I think I did quite well in this battle in the first game. Although my damage wasn't the highest, you know, only at 2,500, I think you guys still saw how great the clip can be on this tank, and along with the really good gun depression of this tank that is at 10 degrees, I forgot to mention that earlier, it really makes this tank very enjoyable to play when brawling against mediums, and also just using that mobility to relocate very quickly. On to the second battle, we've got a TVP as a teammate, and that's it. And for the enemy team, in terms of mediums or light tanks, they've got a Batchat and also a Leopard. So hopefully my TVP is gonna be smart about it, supporting me, going to the same direction as I am going to. I'm going to go to C and see whether I can get some shells into their medium tanks and hopefully just win the medium flank. In my opinion, I think nowadays in World of Tanks Splits, the most important thing to do when you're playing in a medium is making sure that you win on medium flank, just so that your team has a greater chance of winning. I feel like the mediums and the light tanks, basically any tank that has the mobility, they are the ones that are going to decide the fate of the battle. And we've spotted an E75 over here for some reason. I'm going to see whether I can sneakily capture this base and just try and put my team in an advantage. Okay, now that I've captured it, I'm going to back up, because we were just shot at, probably by that bush. I'm not too keen on poking. Unless the E75 pulls up enough so that I don't need to expose myself to shoot at him. Otherwise, yeah, I don't think it's worth it for me to pull up. There's 3 TDs on their team, a Tortoise, E4, and also a 183. I just don't want to be the person to find out who's at the back. And yeah, in fact, I might just relocate back and just get out of this position because I think there's not a lot of things going on in medium flank. The weird thing that their team did was that they sent their mediums to middle and sent their E75 to medium flank instead. I don't know what they were thinking about that, but now that they did that, they're probably going to lose this battle. As you can see, our team is doing decently on this side, and I like how whenever I say something, the opposite happens. Alright, let's see. I think I am spotted, so I'm not going to pull out. Let's get some shells into the leopard, hopefully finishing him. Unfortunately, we tracked him, but hopefully that still gives my team the shots. The leopard is just aiming at me, so okay, he is taken out. I was just saying, I'm not going to pull out and get myself shot if the leopard is just going to aim down the alleyway. Let's see, maybe we'll be able to get the backshot shot. No, but it seems like the 57 is going to... No, he's not going to back up. I think the 183 fired, but I can be wrong because he is pulling forward. Let's see, we've got the E4 there. Let's back up so that we don't get shot. And we're doing decent. I'd say capping C there was a play that I really like that play because now we're going to slowly just get cap points and we're probably going to win off of caps. But let's see, if the 183 gets shot by my teammate, okay, I can just shoot him and just clear him like this. And there we go, we cleared out this flank. And now we can probably push a bit forwards, hopefully in seeing whether we can get... Hopefully I can get some shells into the 57, but he seems like he's going to back up. I don't really want to risk it, but at the same time I need to pull out. That's one shot into the 57, and unfortunately that seems like that's all the damage that I'm going to get into the 57. The way that he backed up, he's making it so that I need to pull out and get shot by the backshot if I want to get some shells into him. Not sure whether he's doing it intentionally or not, but now that he's pulling out over here, I don't know how that missed, but well, he's cleared, so I won't complain that much. Let's see if the backshot is going to stay in the open. That's one shell, and I'm going to see whether I can help my team with this E4. That's one shell to him, clearing him in the process. And let's see. I don't think in this game I showed how the clip plays on this tank, but instead I sort of just use this tank as like a single shot. With the 350 alpha, you can definitely say that this tank is decent, but there we go, we can finally do a bit of, well, clipping into the enemies. The backshot thought that I was out of shells, and well, he found out that I didn't, and he got shot himself. And it seems like we're just gonna win, and yeah, unfortunately we're probably not gonna do any more damage. And there you go, another victory. I think in this battle, I didn't showcase the clipping capabilities of this tank that much compared to the first battle, and instead I played this tank more like a single shot. And even if you play this tank like a single shot tank, it still does 350 damage alpha. And in addition, I think I show you guys how quick this tank can rotate out of situations, pulling all the way from the medium flank to the heavy side, and basically supporting my heavies as they pushed onto the TDs. I think I really helped out with my heavies, and yeah, let's jump into the last battle for today's video. Okay, in the last battle for today's video, we've got a medium advantage this time around. We've got 4 mediums / lights on our team, and for the enemies they've only got 3. But still, we need to be careful because they've got 121, Progetto, and also 907. They've got some really solid medium tanks. And I just noticed that the 1321 on my team has the same camo as me. That's a little bit funny, but either way, let's focus up on today's battle, or should I say this battle. I'm gonna go and pull up to C and see whether I can pull up and spot anyone. Doesn't seem like anyone went to that low location over there. Normally you would expect someone to be there, but unfortunately, because of how I wasn't paying attention, we missed some shells onto the Progetto. And now I'm not gonna pull up because there's probably going to be, yeah, TDs over there, and my Progetto is probably gonna find out. I don't really like this anymore. Yeah, with the Crown Dragon over here, I'm gonna see whether I can get some shells into the 907. That's 1 shells. And unfortunately, my intro clip sort of underestimated it a bit. Let's get the shell. That's 1 shell into the Crown. Unfortunately, he's not pulling up any further. Okay, I'm gonna focus the Progetto now because he's the one who is going to be the biggest threat on my team. Let's see, he's getting blocked by the Crown, which is great. I'm gonna shoot him again. And I don't really want to eat more than 2 shells if necessary. How did that miss? There's just some really weird shots nowadays when you play in World of Tanks splits. There's just some shots that should have penned, like, you know very well for a fact that you aimed that one in. But still, it just doesn't pen because of RNG or something like that. Let's see, if the Progetto pokes, he's gonna be dead. But it seems like, well, I'm gonna do the poking. One shell into him. A tiny bit of a lag there. I'm not sure whether you guys noticed that or not. Let's see. I don't really want to pull in now because I've got some really nasty tanks over there. And the 113 is also there. I don't really know how I want to play this. I might back up like this and support my 260. But at the same time, I feel like this game is going to be a loss simply because of how we played just a bit too aggressive. And how's my teammates penning the E3 that is hold on? That's another question. Either way, I'm going to do my job helping my 260 over here. But I'm not sure about that now. He got taken out by the TDs. I think I might just back up. If not, I'm going to get into a position where if the 113G FT wants to penetrate me, he's going to need to pull out and get himself in a position where he's not hold down. And somehow we didn't get shot. I played down really, really badly. I have to really say that. I'm not sure whether the 183 is looking at me or not. Well, he is now. So, okay, I'm going to see whether I can dump my clip into the 1-1. I don't mind doing a little bit of trading, as long as I don't get shot by the 113 GFT. We're probably going to die from the 183 to be honest, but let me just reload 2 shells. That's one into the 113 GFT. There's another, clearing him in the process. And my Progetto is on the other side, so I'm gonna need to fight against this 1-2-1 on my own. But luckily, we got a lucky bounce. Don't know how he missed, but hopefully we should be able to get the reload on him because we've got less alpha. How did he reload that faster than me? I guess the world will never know. Maybe he was wearing a RAM or something like that. But okay, let me just chill because the 183 is clearly looking at me. And if my teammate can shoot at him, that'll be great. I'm gonna try and get 2 shells into him. That's 1 shell. That's another shell into him, 321. And he got taken out. Perfect. So, guess I was wrong in terms of earlier this battle. I thought that this game was gonna be a loss, but we still need to be very, very careful in terms of how we played the situation. I need to find a way to pull out behind the E3 if we want to win. Because if me and the other Progetto both pull out in the same direction, we're gonna get completely destroyed. And I got spotted. Okay. That's interesting because now I think we should still be able to win this battle even if we don't pull up on him, because I'm gonna tell him to cap A, because in Supremacy, if you are of the team that has the higher cap, you're gonna win. And hopefully my Progetto isn't gonna die because he's right behind him. Okay, I'm gonna go in really, really quickly. I don't think I played that one perfectly because I could have probably tried and spot him, but I'm gonna see what I can pull behind him. Knocking down that tree wasn't probably the best play because now he knows I'm over here. Let's see. Okay, let's not get shot. Now that he knows I'm over here, he's gonna be looking over this direction. And okay, let's not pull out and get ourselves killed. It's in this sort of situation where I always make mistakes that are just absolutely dumb in my opinion. The E3 is looking at me, so I'm just gonna stick to the right wall and try and see what I can pull up behind him without getting spotted myself. Maybe we'll be able to get a shell or 2 into him. Where is he? Now that I don't see him, I don't feel safe pulling out anymore. Okay, now that he's spotted over there, I'm gonna get 1 shell into him and hopefully don't get killed. Ugh. How did he get that shot off? I don't know, but I'm gonna tell him. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You can't type in chat after you die. That was a little bit on me, but to be honest, at this point, I think we should still be able to win this as long as the Progetto caps. Either way, I think I'm gonna show you guys the end result for this battle because I think this is going to drag out for a little bit. And unfortunately, our surviving Progetto was capping base A when there was only 30 seconds left. So at least he tried to do the right thing. But the wrong thing that he did was that when he spots the E3 and when the E3 also spotted him, he just sat in the cap circle without backing out of the E3 site, and he just got shot very, very easily and got killed. But either way, it is still partially my fault for rushing those 2 shots on the E3, hoping that I was gonna get away. And whenever you try to get away with doing certain dumb things in the game is gonna punish you by just giving the E3 absolute amazing RNG. And yeah, he clutched up, and congrats to the E3, I guess. In conclusion, the Progetto is still a very, very fantastic tank in my opinion. And although it was a loss, in the last battle I did over 4,000 damage, so I think that perfectly just sets the tone for how great this tank is. Alright, that's going to be it for today's video. Let me know how you think about the Progetto. Leave a like and also subscribe if you're new, because that really helps me out. Leave a like and also subscribe if you're new, because that really helps me out. And I'll see you. Leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Leave a like if you enjoyed today's video, and also leave a like if you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed today's video, and also subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.